Subscribe to my channel for more gripping stories. Laura laughed, flicking her hand at me as though I were invisible, just background noise in her life. "You're too ugly for me," she said casually, as if she were merely commenting on the weather. I didn't respond, not because it didn't hurt, but because of how effortlessly she said it. The insult itself wasn't new. What stung was the cold indifference behind it. The way she brushed me off as though my presence existed solely to amuse her. I stood there with my coffee, listening as she rattled on about her day, her schedule, her plans. The kitchen felt familiar and warm, yet something inside me went icy. The ache I felt wasn't born in that moment alone. It had been quietly building for months. This wasn't the first time she had made fun of me, but this joke was different, sharper, intentional, crafted to sting while keeping her conscience clean. I've always been a calm man. I value restraint over reaction, silence over chaos. So, I said nothing, no sighs, no eye rolls, no retorts. I let the words linger in the air like a draft creeping into every corner of the room. As I stood there, my mind did what it always does, observing, cataloging. The smirks, the dismissive glances, the way she disguised disrespect as humor. Every moment revealed cracks in what I once thought was solid. Laura moved about the kitchen, humming softly, scrolling through her phone, rearranging the flowers I had given her just a week ago, completely oblivious to the fact that something fundamental had shifted. Then it hit me. The comment wasn't just an insult. It was a confession, an unintentional admission that she no longer saw me as an equal, but as someone disposable. And in that instant, I made a decision. No confrontation, no shouting, no begging for respect. My response would be quiet, precise, and impossible to ignore once the consequences arrived. I wouldn't chase her. I wouldn't explain. I would prepare the next morning. The difference was immediate. Laura moved through the apartment with her usual energy, but there was a subtle hesitation now, almost imperceptible. Her questions came lighter, testing the air. She asked what I was doing that day. I met her gaze over the rim of my coffee mug, holding it just long enough for her to feel the weight. I didn't mention her comment, but the silence itself was my answer. "Out," I said. No explanations, no reassurance. And in that moment, I saw it, a flicker of doubt crossing her face. The first visible crack in her confidence. She studied me, searching for a hint that I was joking. "Where are you really going?" she asked, softer this time. I offered a controlled smile. Not smug, not cruel, just calm. "I'll be back tonight." And I left. When I returned that evening, the apartment was unusually quiet. Laura sat on the couch, tense, twisting the edge of a blanket between her fingers. She looked up, relief mingled with something heavier, regret, perhaps, or the realization that yesterday hadn't ended the way she expected. "I didn't expect you back so soon," she said, her voice shaky. I said nothing. I set my bag down, removed my coat, and walked past her without a word. My calm conveyed more than any argument ever could. She tried again, softer this time. "I didn't know where you went." The laughter from yesterday was gone. Vulnerability replaced it. I glanced at her briefly, letting the silence speak. Finally, almost a whisper, she admitted, "I shouldn't have said that about you." I didn't rush to comfort her. I didn't dilute the moment. I let her words rest where they belonged. That's why I left calmly, without accusation, simply stating a fact. She finally understood that words, even said lightly, carry weight. That dismissing someone patient and observant can bring consequences they never saw coming. That night, there were no jokes, no deflections, no careless laughter. Something had changed quietly, permanently. For the first time in years, she didn't underestimate me. She saw someone who chose restraint, not out of weakness, but out of control. And I realized something, too. Respect isn't regained through argument or pleading. It returns when silence forces reflection. And measured action leaves no room for misunderstanding. Subscribe to my channel for more gripping stories.